Okay. Okay, we're going live. Right about now. We're live. We're finally live. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome back to Odys Talks. I'm going to give the opportunity to each of the participants to introduce themselves. Just a brief intro from my part. We're having Sarah Santos, Kevin Mang, and Annie Huang today, and we're going to take a sort of a deeper dive into the content and writing side of things, SEO and domain related. So this is going to be a little different, not as technical as the last time probably, because Corey went like all in with semantic SEO and programmatic SEO. It was wild. So yeah, today is going to be a bit more, I think, creative.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's get it on. I'm messing
Can we
things up.
start
I'm
live?
sorry. Just a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
I'm messing it up again. Still can get used to this media kit. All right, guys. Before I give you the word, just everyone watching, everyone who's just joined or who will join. Just make sure to like this video, share it to your social media channels, friends, whoever, wherever, so that more people see it and listen to it. Because we're going to cover a lot of valuable stuff today, a lot of practical things that people do dealing with the websites in all the different aspects. Will definitely be able to put to use later on, and. Yeah, go on to odys.global. If you don't have access yet, just request it. Make sure to state your source and reason of access request to get approved. And yeah, go on and check out the domains we have. Also, if you have anything like collecting virtual dust, I mean domains or websites that you haven't been taking care of for quite a while, you can list them for sale as well. Or if you can't find anything in our inventory that's fit to your needs, you can just always use the request a domain feature, and our team will take care of that and will find the thing that you need in particular. All right, guys, let's set it off and introduce yourselves. Kevin, go on.
Okay, hey, I'm Kevin Meng, and I'm a copywriter. I work with Blog Growth Engine, and I have a web copywriting course, Web Copy Masterclass. That's pretty much it. I have a Facebook group too. It's pretty exciting stuff. Just a lot of memes and a lot of shameful self promotion. That's pretty much it, though.
Cool. Annie, Sarah, go
You want to
on.
go first, Annie?
Don't be shy.
Someone go first.
Okay, I can go.
Okay, Sarah, go.
So, Sarah here, native Portuguese, so I'm based in Portugal. I have been working with SEO for around 8 years now, mostly content on the content side, so I'm pretty excited to be here. I started off as a teacher, so my background is a little bit different than you are used to. Not an engineer, as you spoke in the last podcast, Vlad. But this helped me leverage what I know now when it comes to content and website building as well, because I started in the school I was working with, so I built their website. It was my real live venture within the SEO, the local SEO. And then tried pretty much everything right from the start, even clickbait, I should confess, but then realized that SEO was evergreen and that I should move into it. So I've been doing that alongside my husband. We kind of ventured into a family thing. So building and populating it with informational content is what we have been doing, and mostly we started flipping what we had already created. So it's a win-win on all things. Really glad to be here. Most recently, I was invited to become an Odys mentor as well, as you mentioned. So anything, anything you need regarding process, help in the niche choosing area as well, trying to leverage what you already have. Any questions you might have, I can definitely help in the area. So here to help you and help you define what you need when it comes to wage
Cool.
domains.
Fantastic. Okay, my name is Annie. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the live stream, and thank you for inviting me to the live stream. I recently started a podcast, The Aspiring CMO, because I'm a marketer and I want to learn from others and I want to kind of develop myself, which is kind of like a selfish way to to learn, but also to share information. I'm also an SEO only for 2 years though. So I started SEO 2 years ago. I came out of college. COVID hit and I landed in the SEO world, but I always knew that I want to be in digital marketing. So other than SEO and building my own websites, I also want to venture out, like to be more like creative and build brands. And the Aspiring CMO is one of them. And I, of course, I have an AI website too. I used to um, be a VA on websites and then team leader, and now I'm doing my own thing. So that's about me.
Cool. So everyone had their word. And now it's time for us to dive deep. All right, I think we should just go ahead and start with SEO copywriting because it's one of the things not many uh, copywriters, content writers, I mean, however you call it, think about when they at least like start working with content. I mean, I'm judging by myself. I've been dealing with content since 2009, and at some point, I started thinking that SEO as such is not that relevant anymore. I mean, that I could just write content and let it be for whoever needed it. But then it struck me quite recently, I mean, ever since I joined Odys, that no, it's alive and well, it's blooming, and it's moving forward. So yeah, this is a very important thing to realize and put to use when creating sites, when filling them with relevant content. So, Kevin, you founded your web copy masterclass, and you have a either is it a series of lectures on IMG Internet Marketing Gold? I didn't check it out, to be honest. I just know that you're there. uh, so yeah, how did you just end up realizing that there's a need, there's a slot for this in the industry?
Yeah. So IMG is like it was kind of like the intro to my course. I have like the bigger course, which is like the actual master class. It has like 60 videos. The one on IMG is like maybe 1/3 of it or like 25% of it. It's more of like the intro. It's like the basic stuff that you need to learn. And then the larger course is like the higher level stuff like the product level copywriting and research and swipe files and all of that. So it's kind of like a stepping stone to the larger course. But yeah, realizing a need. I'm pretty lucky that I lived in Chiang Mai and I was friends with all of the SEO people that I was working with. So I didn't really market research. It was just kind of people just told me to make the course because I was answering the same questions all the time. I didn't even want to make it. I was trying to start a YouTube channel. Actually, I went to Chiang Mai SEO, and I think Nick Nimmin was giving a YouTube talk. I don't know if anybody else was there, but I was super interested in that. I think he was a last minute addition to it, and I wanted to start a YouTube channel about freelancing and getting people to buy a freelancing training program from me. And then I just realized that all the people there were asking me, like, kind of just telling me, make a course, make a course. Because when I write, I'm kind of weird. I always like, if I have a new idea, I take a screenshot and I put it in a document. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Or, I really should make some documentation out of this. And I never did. I was just really lazy about it for like 6 years. So I already had all the material for the course. And then, yeah, I would say like a good, like about 10 people just told me at the conference, they're like, you should just make it. That's it. I made it. COVID was terrible for everybody, but it was a good opportunity. I was kind of stuck in Vietnam and in Vung Tau. Actually, I'm still here. And it was, well, I might as well work on something. So I worked on the course, and by the time I was able to leave Vietnam, the course was done. So yeah, I didn't really have to do any market research or any any real testing or anything. I was super lucky, very fortunate to have the first people who bought the course were friends of mine. So I had sales like almost immediately just from people I knew, which was super helpful. I like awesome looking back on it. Yeah, super lucky and fortunate for that.
Cool. And are you? Have you switched a little to the more like site building side of things, or are you still focused on copywriting and?
Yeah, I'm just all copywriting, teaching people how to do copywriting, teaching teams. I've definitely like moved away from the writing everyday side of things now, though. It's more like I'm teaching people how to build documentation, guidelines, SOPs, training writers, working with AI content, all that stuff. I just started working with Blog Growth Engine and their community, doing Q&As, making training videos, helping them add new stuff to their course, things like that. And I've been trying to do more like conference talks, workshops, that kind of stuff. Writing is kind of, after like 10 years of writing, I'm just kind of done with it. I really don't even like it. I'm maybe the only writer who hates writing. No, just after so many years of it, I need to find something new.
I actually took Kevin's course, and I can tell from firsthand experience that it was like, for me at the time, it was like changing my whole view, and like it gave me so much hope for my career, because I always thought like, English is my second language. As a result, I could never become a good writer. Like, why should I even think about it? And I always learned English, in school, and then I always wanted to like explore creative writing. How do you write that it's interesting and stuff? And I took Kevin's course, and ever since then, like I always think about his words. It's like Kevin's in my mind all the time. Benefits. What's the fucking benefit of this thing?
I was super jaded too towards the end of the course. So like the last 10 videos, I was so angry. I was just trying to like screaming.
Honestly, you were angry towards like half of the course already. Like, look at this. This is bad.
Yeah.
I felt so called out, but I'm like, yes.
It was like a therapeutic exercise. I was like, stop doing this. Stop it. Stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it anything in particular
I'm sorry.
or not? Anything in particular that was wrong?
That triggered
so
you.
Many things. There were so many things that were wrong.
Yeah, mostly just like the two of the biggest things with like SEO content is everybody gets the intro wrong. So after years and years of seeing just the same type of intro mistake and teaching it, and I used to make the same mistake too. I'm not any better than anybody. That's how I learned to write as well, because we all learn to write in school, right? And in school, we're used to, your intro has to be very like factual introduction about the topic. So it's like, if you have like best hiking boot, it's just natural for us to be like, hiking boots are boots worn on our feet for hiking. It's like,
Amazing.
That's what a school essay sounds like, right? And I was just so tired of it. So yeah, that was one thing that was really triggering. And then like, just kind of like low effort content where people would be like, if you want to do SEO, you should learn how to do keyword research. Go learn how to do keyword research. Okay, moving on. And it's like, well, can you explain? What is it? How do you do it? Where should I go to learn about it? What are the best? Adding that extra like level of analysis. There's so many content writers who just don't care, and so they just type it. They want to fill the page and get paid and move along, So that was just those are actually two of the things that like inspired me to make the course, because I was repeating myself so often to writers I was working with. But yeah, I remember that Annie took the course. I was surprised that she wasn't a native speaker, because I remember Matt sent me the link to like an article, and he was like, "What do you think of this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's great," And he said that you weren't even a native speaker. I was like, I was blown away. Yeah, it was really good.
And he did it with no my name. Like Matt sent the article like with no
Yeah,
name, no nothing. It's just
yeah.
the article itself.
Mads was
Yeah.
like, "Be nice, please be nice."
I was actually very scared because
Yeah,
Kevin is actually very aggressive in his course, but in like a good way, like in a good teaching way. So I was
yeah.
like prepared to like be roasted on
To be
loop.
fair though, like, so I made the course. The course took me forever to make. I'd never made one before, and I had like a beta version, and I sent it to a few people, and everybody was like, "It's terrible. You've done a very poor job. You have to redo it." I didn't structure it properly. Like I just kind of, it was kind of just like 50 videos or like it was like 30 or 40 videos, like tip one, tip two, tip three, and it had no structure. You know, it was
Hmm.
almost like a YouTube playlist of tips. You know, and it was just kind of like not structured like a course. You know, so I had to delete everything, do it all again. So by the time I was like towards the end of
So
it, for
you were
like the
missing
second
the
time, I was
table of
like
contents.
in such a bad mood. So I was just really aggressive in the videos. But yeah, I think it turned out for the better for sure because I think it gets my point across pretty well. I'm not an aggressive person. I'm actually very polite person. It's just I was in a bad mood by the end of it. So I apologize if people think I'm a bit of an a-hole.
I'm curious about it. Now I'm just don't know if I should take it because of all the critics. I don't know.
Feel called out. Like just be prepared. Like
It's
just
okay. You can just have it. Just give me your email address and I'll enroll you. It's
Thank
fine.
you,
You can have it.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, speaking of mods, just a little shout out to mods and SEO
Oh
Mastery
gosh, I
Summit.
know. I have it in my bag. Yeah.
Oh man, it was a life-changing experience for me. That was the first SEO conference for me, and
Oh really? In Summit.
whoa, just blew my brains out.
yeah,
Yeah,
same. But I was organizing it, so it blew my brains out.
I remember like half of it. I remember we were at some rooftop bar, and then I don't know what happened. Something about people
Yeah.
speaking about SEO. I don't know. It all happened.
It's all like that.
That was a wild conference, man. After that, I went back to Bungtao. I locked the door. I turned the lights off. I didn't talk to anybody for like a week. I needed a detox.
This is not the way to sell a conference. Please stop talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, it's. I unfortunately missed your workshop before the conference because I arrived the next. No, I arrived on the day of your workshop, but it was already too late. I was like. Was like 8 in the evening or something, and I just entered the apartment that I was
No
living
worries, man.
in.
I understand. It's cool. You don't have to.
Yeah, yeah. It's
No
just
big
that
deal.
I'm thinking. I kept thinking that I missed this cool workshop
It was
about on copywriting, which was at the
Yeah.
moment was very very relevant to me.
I think I have the slides somewhere if you want me to send the link. No, I mean,
Yeah,
it's up to you if you want.
yeah. Would be really cool. Would be really cool. Would enjoy it.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. By the way, how did you end up writing?
Me? I
You.
was,
Yeah.
so actually, I was a teacher too. I was an English teacher in
Oh.
Prague, in the Czech Republic. I was just freelancing there. I was there for about a year, before, like teaching, and then I was editing a lot of papers. I'd always been like a writer in school. I'd always been like kind of like a writing tutor, and I used to write essays a lot for other kids for money. Sorry, mom. And I used to just kind of like really be into creative writing, journaling, all that stuff. I just never knew how to make any money with it. And this was around like 2013, 2014. And yeah, I just I Googled one day like how to make money writing. I was like really tired of freelance teaching. It was a drain. It's a lot of work. It really is. Like I definitely used to work more as a teacher than I do as copywriting. Like, traveling to lessons, preparing, hour and a half in front of students, correcting papers, whatever, and then another class in an hour after that. So it was tough, man. So yeah, and walking around in the freezing cold. Prague is like minus 10 Celsius or whatever. So yeah, I just Googled how do I make money writing online, and I found Location Rebel. I don't know if you know what Location Rebel is or Location 180. I forget what it's called. And there was an article about SEO and content writing. So I just they had this process where you just like cold emailed people, and I cold emailed, I don't know, 100 people offering to work for free, and I got a client from that, and that was it. Just started freelancing, and then ended up getting a job with an agency out of Montreal called Blue Hat Marketing, working for them full time. So I quit teaching, um, and that's it. Yeah. And then I moved to Chiang Mai a couple years later because everyone I was working with was in Chiang Mai, and I really wanted to go check it out. You know, all the big SEO names were there. Matt Diggity was there. I knew I got to know Jay online, and then I actually went to I met him in person in Chiang Mai, which was cool. So yeah, that was it. That was like 2015 or 2016.
Cool, cool.
Yeah,
That's quite a story.
yeah, it's
Quite a
been a fun
story.
ride.
Yeah, Annie, you mentioned that you've been taking Kevin's masterclass and you've had experience with writing content before that. So, yeah, brief us in on your story.
So I started as a SEO VA, so it was just cool because I needed to know how to use Ahrefs. I didn't know what was Google Analytics, so it was like a great entry job. But then I wanted to advance, and then I found out like how much the writers made, and I was like, I can write. I got how about I just do both, and then I can double my salary or something. And that was before ChatGPT, of course. And I wanted to prove at the time that I can write, and I was trying to find ways. So I took extra writing gigs on the side of my VA job. So I was already a writer, and then, but I wanted to do faster. I wanted to do it better, and then Mads gave me the course. But he did tell me not to be a writer because it's not gonna have a good future. And he had a really great prediction on this one, like don't be a content writer specifically. But I still like writing. But he really warned me like don't be a full-time writer because it's not gonna work for you. And I was like, okay, fine, but I'll still take the course. I think I took it for in a week, so I paced out, and I think it still felt rushed to me, but maybe some people can finish it in like a day or two. But I took a week, and I took notes. I still have my notes. I showed it to Kevin. I was like, look, this is my Notion notes on your course. It's so cool. And he was like, what the hell? You're psycho. But no, he did not say that. But and I wrote the article, and I found like so many valuable nuggets because we are often discouraged to write so creatively like this, but at the same time, it kind of puts you in a position how to sell better. So on my podcast too, like I think one of the underrated skills I think is copywriting. I know AI is here and AI is great, but a lot of people don't know what good copy looks like. As a result, they keep mimicking the same bad copy with AI. It's just that more, you know. Instead of making 5 of these, they just make 500, but it's still not good copy. So yeah, after I kind of showed that I'm still good at writing, I still ended up not writing because I was like, how can I advance my skills to teach writers then, rather than me writing? Then I kind of guided my writers, the content writers, like, hey, could you just like add more details into this product review? Like, I know this is the review on Amazon, but can you bring a twist to it? And this is how you do it. So I kind of took Kevin's training and then kind of put it back to the company and guided the writers to write a little bit better or a little bit more detailed. And I still could focus on developing other skills like leadership skill management and more SEO really. But I still use writing. Honestly, like starting my own project that has my face on it, is no longer just it's just a random website with a random logo that's probably AI generated or something. Now that I actually have a personal brand, I do pay attention like, okay, but how am I going to write this social media caption? How am I going to write the summaries for my podcast episodes? It's not going to rank anyway. It's not SEO, but I want, if you, I mean, Odys also has a podcast, so your podcast, you don't want to just leave the audio as it is. You want to make it into social media copy. You want to make it into like a blog post. The blog post doesn't have to be like SEO ranked, I think, as so long it's like written well. You can share the link on social. People can skim through it if they're lazy to listen to your podcast because people are lazy. So that helped me really to the whole copy. Honestly, Kevin, your course is like one of the best courses, I think. It helped me not just for blog writing, but like so many other things too, like landing pages. I think we're going to talk about landing pages too because a lot of people mess it up. a lot of businesses don't know how to do landing pages, and it's a very tricky one because uh, you want it to rank, but at the same time you want it to convert more than rank, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I
That's
think
the
the
ultimate
web copy
goal.
masterclass is just for everything, not just for blogs, for sure.
Yeah.
And I use it
And you
everywhere.
and you also mentioned that you've been doing SEO for 2 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
How's it going so
Yeah.
far?
I'm very impatient person. I really have to like stick with one website now because SEO takes a long time. So for Mads, I think I help I think three of his projects, but now someone else takes care of it. And now I actually took Corey's course as well, which is pretty contradicting to Kevin's course, but I try to kind of like merge all these two knowledge and then do something about it. So, yeah.
I've never taken
Kinda
this
like-
course. It's okay.
It's really interesting. Like I like Corey's course too. It's a more mathematical way of approaching copy. No, it is only mathematical way to approach copy,
Yeah.
actually. But yeah, it's kind of linguistic together with keyword research. So it's really interesting, honestly. It does take a long time. I just finished the course, and after I'm done traveling, which is next week, I'm gonna start and build my topical map and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, everyone who's listening right now, watching and listening, if you don't know what we're talking about, Corey Dubush is one of the top top SEOs in the world today, and he's been on this show last week. So if you navigate to our channel's video section, video section, live streams in particular, you will find that Odys Talks edition featuring Corey. Oh man, I forgot who else was it. Oh yeah, Corey,
Gabor.
Chris Pantelli, and Gabor Duri. So yeah, this was the conversation where he like uh, unveiled a lot of things that he covers in his course, and even though they were like very like tiny snippets of the things he teaches in his course, that were mind blowing and really mathematical, as Amy put it. By the way, I stumbled across a webinar that they've done last week together with Olesya Koropka and Robert Nisel. And yeah, I can relate to the very mathematical aspect of things because he's got everything really structured. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. And like, what is your project? Is it like an affiliate marketing project? Are you trying to make it like rank,
Yeah,
earn
I
you
think that's
earn
the
you money, and
easiest
then
way.
you're planning to flip it?
Yeah. So I always wanted to. I was ever since I stumbled upon Empire Flippers and like talked to Greg and Justin. I was like, one day I'm gonna flip an empire. So yeah, ever since then, it's been like a 6 months dream. So yeah, that encouraged me to really start my own stuff. And you are in your mid-20s, early 20s, just do whatever.
Cool.
No risk. Yeah, that's the new lifestyle I have. Rather just yeah, so I think to build content, I think the easiest way to monetize is ads and affiliate. But if you guys have any other opinions, share.
I think we'll get into that. All right, Sarah. So as you've mentioned, you're a certified Odys mentor, and you're also an experienced marketer. You are a growth manager. Yeah. So
That
how
failed me
did you
before.
how did you end up living the life you live?
I just like to learn. Pretty much from the teaching experience, I agree with you, Kevin. You said that, and also Annie, you said that when we get in touch with people, we learn the most, right? So that's my mantra since I started. I was solo, but then later on, I also companies. For instance, I worked with an DI gaming site. in a Portuguese company. And lastly, I worked within the beauty industry in a major, you all might know. Kudos for my team over there. Yeah, it taught me anything from informational affiliate into the e-commerce side of things. So it comes to knowing how things are different from one another, the tone, and also the experience I have in when I was a teacher and had to make up for my schedule and the living costs, like Kevin mentioned. I worked in two Portuguese banks as a saleswoman, so I know my way through the sales aspects of things. And this helped me out when it comes to writing something that I want to sell, even if it is something that I want you to click on, but always with the creative side of things. At uni, I had a teacher, his name was Graham, who made me write tons and tons of essays, and this prepared me creatively. So I also add up a mix of I want people to feel emotion through what I write, but to be honest, agree with the fact that I'm not a fan of writing. I'm mostly a fan of managing things, strategically thinking, how am I going to put this out there? And that's why I became a growth manager. So anything strategic is on me. That's what I do mostly right now. We work with writers, editors, so it's a bit different from what it was before. But of course, when you do things yourself, then you have the critical eye open to certain aspect you wouldn't have if you by yourself. So yes.
So you always have skin in the game.
Yes, and I don't know. I guess the veins from the teaching side of things remain with us all the time. We want to be there to showcase how we do it, just so people can follow through and help them succeed. So getting into that, actually, I haven't been in the quiet for a while, but decided, and you have been helping me out, asking, where is the channel? Do you have a Twitter channel? So I will definitely get there because of this all and what we to be able to help others since we have the knowledge, right? So yeah, that's what I intend to do from now on.
Please, yeah.
You're gonna love it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so sounds like you're really in a perfect place when it comes to Odys mentorship.
Mentoring, yes, yes.
Mentoring.
It's really something I enjoy doing because I was there on the customer side myself because I bought age domains before, and I actually been buying from Odys because I know they are vetted, they are trustworthy, so it's a major thing about it. And now I get to experience the other side. I know it works. I actually built from those domains and flipped websites myself. So I know the process when it comes to choosing the industry that you value, what assets do you have right now that will help you leverage that niche? Is it a writing? It's someone you have that writes in certain niche you're already working with? Do you have a business that's up and running already that we can leverage with the age domains? Because, we have this tricky right now when it comes to the content we create because we are not sure about what's going to happen, right, with AI. So the only thing we can work around it right now is really test, and also make sure we have good backlinks to grant us authority to move from the AI point on. So yeah, it's really, really important to establish a website that backlinks that helps you move faster and that can be done very easily, and it's super from an H domain.
Cool.
That's my point of view, at least. And I'm here to help you out with it and discuss openly with whoever needs that help.
Yeah, so if you're trying an H domain and want to start a site, a new project on it, you can reach out to Sarah by just contacting our support tab on the website and asking to get you in touch with Sarah. She'll take it from there. Yeah, all right, guys. Kevin, have you experienced with the H domains before? Previously?
Me personally, I've never actually bought one. I have written about them before, back when I was blogging for an SEO company. I was working for an agency, so I did write extensively about them. And just from knowing people in the SEO industry, they buy existing blogs, or they buy H domains just to get that extra SEO power and the the authority and all of that. So I know that they're really valuable, but I've never actually bought one myself.
Mm-hmm.
I started my career on an H domain, so I never. This is actually my first time building a website from scratch, because in our company, Mads buys H domains, and then we rebuild the websites, and then slowly flip them, and it does give so much. It's like an extra boost, like starting the gym with steroids or something. That's how I would compare it to.
Nice.
But of course, this is way healthier, I guess. Yeah, I think it's so much better to start with initial backlinks for sure than building a DR0 website.
Yeah, that's a little more on the technical side of things. Just on off topic, people, the YouTube chat are saying that my mic is too loud. I've already turned it down a lot, so let me know
It's
and
better.
if it's still too loud, I'll turn it down a little more.
I didn't think it was loud before. I thought it was fine. But maybe
I
I'm
don't
just
think
hard of hearing.
I think because you guys are not wearing headphones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Sorry about. I'm still getting used to it. Well, it's better with this new mic
The mic, yeah.
than it was
It looks like a lava lamp.
with just the Bluetooth buds. But yeah, I'm still getting used to it. And the thing is, I don't hear myself. Well, from and yeah, the only way I can adjust is by by checking out what people are saying. All right, yeah, guys, you've mentioned AI quite a few times throughout this conversation. Um, so from your point of view, how is it already? How has it already changed the content landscape? Let's say in the in the SEO
For
industry.
me, like what I'm seeing with AI content is that, like, well, AI content is good for a lot of things, but for me, at least as a copywriter, it's not solving the problem. Like, it's just it's helping, like, with volume. People can produce more articles. People can produce tons of articles. Before they could maybe afford to only post 5 to 10 articles a month. Now they can afford to do 100 or 200, but the quality is just equally as bad or worse. And
That's true.
so AI is definitely putting, like, a lot of low-level content writing, actually getting rid of the whole job of content writer. And because now AI is the content writer. What you need now is a copywriter and copy editor or expert in the niche that's able to give their own opinion and analysis and depth and details and things like that. Giving personal experience with products or personal experience on, like, technical topics and things like that. Things that AI can't do. So if you have like basic content, like, can my dog eat peanut butter? Then yeah, of course you can have AI do that, right? It's true. Like, or if you have things like meta descriptions, or you need inspiration for an intro or how to outline an article, AI is great for that kind of stuff. But if you want really good content, yeah, of course, you really need good copy editors. You need good copywriters or content writers with experience, but I don't really care too much about like semantics. I don't care if you call it content writer, copywriter, copy editor. To me, it's all the same job. It's just producing a good article that readers, that help readers and readers are going to like to read, which AI really can't do. I've yet to see it do anything even close to it. If somebody has something that AI has done that's really good, I'd love to see it. And but yeah, I think AI is great for SEOs, especially people who, they need to create that topical map. They need to get a lot of articles up there to start ranking. They need that authority and velocity. It's great, right? As long as you realize it needs to be edited, and if you publish it and it ranks, that's great. Now have a human go in there and improve it, improve the conversion rate. So yeah, I think it's helping a lot of SEOs with volume, and it's helping them get things up and running quickly and cheaply. And I think it's putting a lot of bad content writers out of business, which is like, if you're
Well,
not
that
better
is what
than
it is,
AI, you're going to
honestly.
lose a job. Like if you're just, all the content writers I see complaining are just, I don't know, sadly, they're not good enough. I'm sorry, and I hate to see evil, but it's just kind of how the world works. That's how technology works. And you need to get better. You need to provide more value. You need to be an expert. Like, if you have a topic like, crypto or cybersecurity or something complicated, AI is not going to be able to make a good article in one click on something like that. You need an expert, and there's a lot of content writers out there who call themselves experts in these topics, but they're really not, So it's yeah. I know that sounds kind of evil and awful, but it's just
I
kind of
don't
how the
think
world
so.
is.
Like,
It's
It
true.
doesn't. It
It
doesn't.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I don't think it's evil at all. It's like, but if people choose not to use AI because of some personal reason,
Yeah, like
that well,
moral
that's
reasons.
they're just shooting themselves in the foot too. Because
Yeah.
Yes.
you need to keep yourself up to date. And there was this article and like from Washington Post, like, oh, these people were put out of job because of ChatGPT. Now they're plumbers or something. And
Yeah.
I actually read the article, and none of the writers that were mentioned in the article tried ChatGPT or even learned to do it or do some prompt engineering because well, as again going back to your course, Kevin, is that once you understand and learn about like good what converting copy looks like, and then you jump onto to chat and then kind of like try to engineer it in a way so that the robot can understand what you want, then all of a sudden you not only are you like a good sales writer, but also like, hey, you know how to use AI. That's an
Yeah.
extra skill that you add to your
Yeah.
resume or
And
for your
it's working
portfolio.
faster too, right? Like it's working faster. You're typing less. You need to think less. So
Or just
if you
get the
can learn how
dry
to use it,
information out or something.
yeah,
Like let's say you want to
exactly.
write about bike hiking boots. I don't know nothing about hiking boots. I hate
Me
hiking.
neither.
So just give me all the dry details. What is it made for?
Yeah,
Robot can do that for me. And then I
for
can
sure.
just like bring in my personality, my imagination, or just yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like, it's not eliminating the job. What it's eliminating is all of these kind of, like, I would say just like entry level SEO content writing jobs, which are basically just, humans were basically just doing the job of AI before, if that makes any sense. Like humans were
Yeah.
just expensive AI. They were just kind of like, they're Googling a keyword, they're looking at the top 3 or 5 competitors, and they're just rewording it. They're not experts in a topic. They're just kind of rewording the information, which is what AI does, right?
I
Um,
got myself through college with this method, by the way. But instead,
but rewording
instead
the
of
top results.
rewording blogs, I was
Okay.
rewording like these peer-reviewed articles or
Nice.
whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, of course, it's all gibberish because it's all written like this fancy academic word or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all I just needed to do is like dumbify it. Because there's this AI, plagiarism recognition tool that we have to put through our essays, so that as long as I just don't copy paste it from the article and I just write it instead of like, as a result, this la la la. It's like, so it's like just
Yeah.
rewording shit like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got
Hey,
myself
it
through
really
school like
works.
this.
Yeah. I used to read the back of the book, like the synopsis of the book, and then about the author on like the inside page. And then I would always try to like start the essay off with a synopsis of the book and then like derail it and go into a different topic and be like, that reminds me of the time I went to Massachusetts for this trip, and just try to like totally bring it like into left field, and then finish the essay off with like something about the author that I learned from the inside, like flap, and like I really love this author because of this experience that they had, and it works. I would get like 75 or 80 or even like like 85, like B plus on some of these book reports without reading the book. The teacher doesn't care. They're
Yeah, they don't
overworked
have the
anyway.
time.
They're so overworked.
As
They're like
long as you're
overworked and just they're like, well, okay, it looks nice. You pass. So hey, do what works.
That was a smart move.
My take on this regarding what's going to prevail is if you have evergreen content, yeah, you can most definitely do it with AI for now. But eventually, like Annie said, you are shooting yourself in the foot if you don't use AI. Because why not join both sides of the equation and get yourself better at it? Especially for SEOs, we have a one-man band show most of the time. So we have to do research, analyze data, which is the content that is topping in our websites, and whole bunch of shenanigans, to be honest. Why not make it easier when it comes to the organization part, to preparing the templates, to send out to the writers and all of that. I guess the organization part is the most we can leverage from AI right now. And also preparing pre-text before it is sent out to an editor, to whichever it is, whoever it is, to make it more emotional, right? Because AI doesn't do that. It's literal. And also make people relate to the product, whatever it is that we are trying to convey in that message. So yeah, that's my take on AI. I use it, by the way.
Yeah,
Nice.
we all do.
Yeah, for sure you should.
And this is the time to use it, to be honest, because until December, more or less, we have to test it out. We have to try to figure out what works, what doesn't. So then we are better prepared for the afterwards, when the content apocalypse, as they say right now, comes.
Honestly, I'm not sponsored by any chance by Odys, but like it's a comment like this whole AI content blast must be so good for Odys right now, because now that content has been so cheap and accessible, all Google cares about is like backlinks, right? Which
It's
Odys
the other
is
way around, actually,
Really?
Annie, because you need backlinks now to
exactly.
be established as an authority. Is that what you were saying? Sorry. If I-
Yes.
Yes.
So that it must be so good
Yes,
for Odys
so-
right now. Oh, sorry. Did I come
thought
off
you
like
were
weird?
mentioning the other
No.
way around.
No, I understood.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So it must be so good for Odys because like they already have like
Yeah.
very high quality backlinks to a domain. And then whether you choose to blast it with AI content or like not, but still it's like an advantage because
Yeah.
how can Google screen a website if the content is
Exactly.
like equally all shit? So that the only thing that can
Those
matter
who will
now is
prevail will
backlinks.
be the ones with the authority behind,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great time for us. Be sure to ping us.
I think it's
That's
interesting
actually
that like people are complaining when they say like, oh, AI just makes this kind of this bad content, and you really need humans. But if you read content online, like most of the stuff that humans write is also just pretty bad too. I'm sorry,
Yes.
but it's like I don't really see any difference. Like, and the thing about AI is like, AI is not like purposely fluffing up the word count to get extra money. It just does what you tell it for really cheap. Whereas like I've read AI content that's bad, but it's also just it's very readable. Very succinct and robotic, right? So it's just like it's actually easy to get through. Whereas if you have like a human to do it and they're not, maybe they're not getting paid much or they don't enjoy writing, they're just going to fluff up the piece, make it difficult to read, try to get like extra money at the end of the day and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I
It
think
kind of
that
takes us back to the keyword stuffing times. I don't know if you were
Yeah, right.
into
Oh,
the
yeah.
digital already
Yeah.
back then, but
Yeah.
we could fill keywords within
Yeah.
a content piece and we would rank right. It's more or less the same if we compare
Yeah,
to it,
for sure.
because now you can generate tons and tons of content and still rank, but you will have to be prepared for what's after, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but the part about the, let's say, marriage between AI content and age domains is something that Gabor mentioned. Is that this is one of the most obvious ways to rank content on age domains.
Yes.
I mean, you just scale it up, fill the site with content with on a particular topic, like gain topical authority, and there you go. Watch your traffic boners.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I love the term on steroids,
We're,
like Annie said.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Then you have a website on steroids.
yeah, yeah. Really, but very steadily running out of time. So let's get to the domain top for today's overview. Let's say I'll just share it on my screen in a second and go through it. Okay. That's the wrong thing.
Uh-oh.
That's not the right page. Sorry.
Could be the worst content.
I
They
was
would be
compressing
impressed with
something.
our review.
Okay, where
on
is
that
it?
one.
Where's okay? The icon is very similar. It's the same color. Okay, so this is chalkedge.com. 12-year-old website domain. I apologize. With the DR44, has over 700 referring domains. Yeah, it's obviously in English and .com domain. Has quite a few authority links, like such as Business Insider, Lifehacker, Yahoo, TechCrunch, and others. It previously hosted the site of a team that designed, manufactured, and retailed 3D chocolate printers. And our where is the new platform? Okay.
Below, yes.
Okay. Yep. So our recommendation for it, which is very general, it's not something that we're like imposing on our members, but something to maybe consider. Probably spawn some new ideas. Is to create an authority site focused on chocolate in all of its and then monetize it via affiliate marketing and sponsor content. This is our like very recommendation. So based on this, what do you think about it? How would you scale the site built on this domain? How would you, what content would you fill it with, and how would you monetize it?
Wow.
Go on.
I've never done
Whoever
it before,
wants
so
to
I'm
go
going to let
first.
somebody else talk about it. It's
I want Sarah to
my
start.
expertise.
Go on, Sarah.
Okay, so what I would immediately look at is that it is a 12-year-old domain, so pretty decent when it comes to the age. It has a great DR of 45 actually, because I ran it through
45.
Ahrefs.
Nice.
The site, what calls most attention is that it is brandable, so I would use it right as it is. I wouldn't even 301 here, so I would start from what already exists. First thing I would do then is check the pages that were stronger when it comes to backlinks, and try to understand what I could do from those, if I needed to recreate them or redirect them into pieces of content that would make more sense to the new website I would create. The anchor text is something we always value, right? And it's mainly the brand or is chocolate related. So I would keep chocolate, the chocolate topic here. And I would start by organizing clusters within the chocolate industry itself, where you can disclose facts, recipes, I don't know, even the uses of superfoods with chocolates, anything you can think of when it comes to content. Plus, if I wanted to add up and see revenue faster, what I would do is I would start an affiliate chocolate related machine thing within it. So I took a peek at Amazon, for instance, which would, of course, be the easiest way to start with. You can then leverage two brands and whichever you have in mind. So you could recommend fountains, chocolate fountains, hot chocolate machines, and anything that can really leverage the molding side that already existed before in the website, as they sold 3D printing machines, chocolate machines. And later on, I would expand maybe the clusters if I wanted to go further, maybe direct it into some other type of candy. So pastry, we could build something really nice out of this one. Something else I thought of is that I don't usually invest right away in the layout of the website. So I would stick to something that Corey does, right? But in this case, it has to do with the yummies. So you want something that is appealing to the eye, right? And anything that has to do with pastry, baking, chocolate, I believe must have a pretty yummy looking as well. So it builds up its authority as a brand, right? So I would do that as well, right from the start. This is just my take, and there are plenty of other
Awesome
takes.
advice, though. Really cool. Very thorough, too. And now I want chocolate.
Yep. Actually, I think there's nothing new to add in terms of SEO, but I just saw on Ahrefs that they are already getting a little bit of tiny traffic for chocolate 3D printer. So I guess like the first cluster should be like chocolate 3D printer, because it's so narrow anyway. It's like so specific. Like it's a 3D printer, but it's making chocolate.
Very niche.
Very niche, and then kind of build the first cluster around that. That's it. And but if you Google like a chocolate 3D printer, like the first search result is the product. I don't know how to do schema, but I guess you can do that too. It's, so that if you sell, like, but if you are an affiliate, I don't know if can you do schema if you're an affiliate? Because it's not your product, but you are referring somebody else's product. But say if you are local, but have you thought about like, I don't know if a local company would buy 10K domain, but if they did, let's say you can do local SEO around it, like 3D chocolate printer city, and then you need to do
I'm
GMB
not sponsored.
and all that stuff.
Sorry, Annie, I'm trying to interact. I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm just trying to interact. I know a brand of chocolate in Portugal. I'm not sponsored by them, but the chocolate is great. The bonbons are so great, which is Sim Bonbons, if I'm not mistaken. They are from Porto. And I thought of that. Why not try something when it comes to rank and rent for those brands that already are local and sell whatever it is. I just gave you an example of bonbons, but it can be all types of things. Pancakes, gourmet, local businesses. Yeah, it's something doable as well. But it wouldn't be in Portugal, mainly because the site has been written in English. I guess it's ideal to have it local and in English still.
Yeah, especially
cool.
probably companies that like sell these type of machines that they're not really into marketing anyway, so they would love to just get the sales every month from SEO.
Kevin, what do you think from the content side of things?
Sorry, man, it's really hard for me to hear you, but I think you said, what do I think about the content side of things, right?
Yeah, the content side of things. Am I too quiet now?
I can barely hear you, but I think I got what you said. So you said that, what do I think about it from the content side, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I feel like a grandparent over here. What'd you say? What'd you say? For me, I think it would be, you have to figure out how you're going to monetize it first and what you're going to review. Like, and I would probably save like the most important reviews, so for the the 3D chocolate printers or whatever, something like that. I would save that for like a really good copywriter. I would probably publish like like an MVP version of it, like something, you know, maybe AI made or something from just whoever's on your staff, or you can outsource it to somebody. See if it ranks, you know, like see what's going to rank if you don't have the budget to like invest a lot of money in the copywriting. If it ranks, then you go back and you optimize it and you get somebody to, you know, optimize conversions. You figure out all of the customers' pain points. You figure out what they're going to compare it to. You figure out kind of what benefits they care about the most. And I would optimize the posts that are ranking, because a lot of the people I know, their sites, they make all of their money from like 5 articles or 6 articles, you know, like they have hundreds of posts, but like 4 or 5 of them are the money makers. So it really, unless you have the budget, if you do, then, you know, go ahead and spend it. But if you're on a budget, you don't really have to invest a ton of money into like making amazing reviews about everything, because you're not sure what's going to rank, what's going to bring in the money, and things like that. So once you have these, like, I don't know, pillar posts, I guess is a good way to say it, or cash cows or whatever, then you want to go in and have like a really good copywriter to optimize them, you know, once you're ready. And I would definitely build out documentation, processes, research, SOPs, like so for example, if the niche is chocolate 3D printers, right? Build out documentation, like what are these things? Why do people buy them? What are the benefits of them? What kind of language do we use? What are the emotions attached to it? Convenience, speed, novelty, social proof, all these things, and just list them all out. Give templates to your writers, create swipe files of good content, links to YouTube channels about 3D printers. You really want to build the infrastructure for your writers. And I would even build instruction on how to edit AI content about chocolate 3D printers. So start producing some of your own content, see what you have to do to optimize it, and document everything, make videos, make training resources. And when you hire somebody, give them all of this documentation and walk them through it and quiz them on it, because that's how you're going to be able to make a lot of really good content at scale.
Yeah, like
and it's something
once
like-
you
Oh, yeah, go
have
ahead.
these, once you have these, like, say if you are like a local company and you actually have these printers in your possession, like if it was a client, I would literally force them to like give me a video, like a 15 minutes video of how you actually use this thing. It's obviously going to be boring. It's going to be long. It's going to be like crap. But since you just need a little bit of video editing skills to just repurpose it into a couple of TikToks, and
Yeah.
because TikTok videos also rank, you know,
Yeah.
it's really weird, but they do. And
So do YouTube
and
videos. I mean, I would definitely make
Yes.
a YouTube video too.
Yeah. So especially with these machines, like it's probably complicated to use. So why not?
Yeah, but something that's
Yeah.
visual and like really like visceral,
Mhm.
like chocolate, you know, like somebody's going to see that in video and be, you're going to get that dopamine spike. So I think people are going to want to watch it. It's not like 3D printing, like, I don't know, what do people 3D print? Prosthetic
Everything
legs,
looks
you know?
Everything.
Watching somebody like 3D print a prosthetic leg, you'd be kind of bored, right? But if it's chocolate, you're going to be hooked.
Yeah. But what Sarah
You
mentioned
know what I
about
mean? Like chocolate
recipes,
pastry things, you know? It's just, obviously you're not printing the chocolate, but you know what I mean?
yeah. But what Sarah mentioned about the recipes, I actually like that strategy too, because no matter if you're like local or international market, then you can target very weird recipes that are like genuinely like high volume but low keyword difficulty. So yeah, on this side of building the high quality content, maybe outsource it or like delegate the easy recipe keywords to someone else. That would be a cool distribution of work.
Yeah, I would definitely
cool.
get somebody in, like a junior copywriter, to have them handle all of the like, you know, lower, less important content. You know, like what is a, you know, 3D chocolate printer or whatever.
That's
you know,
actually
or you know,
important.
all the
Like
basic
would
stuff.
the low level ones are like mini chocolate bonbons at home.
For instance.
Yeah, or all those
Yeah.
like recipe articles or any of the stuff that's not that doesn't need like original analysis and stuff like that. Like I would definitely bring somebody in that could just do that for relatively cheap, and then edit it yourself or have somebody else edit it.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for the input, guys. This was very multifaceted, and I mean, each of you had their own perspective on things, and usually this on the live stream, uh, all the participants pretty much agree with each other things they would do, but most of them are usually like hard set SEOs, you know. They're focused strictly, and you just provided different perspectives, which create, in in my point of view, created a little wider picture of what can be done with with the domain and the website built on it. So yeah, very cool. All right. Yeah, it was. We have to wrap up. So I got a very pleasant conversation with you, all three of you. So thank you for joining in. Thank you for uh, um, for separating the time for
Thanks
this
for everything.
conversation. Yeah, it
Thanks
was
for
really
having us.
cool.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you.
I wish we could have covered a little more topics, but yeah, time is not.
Can come back.
Yeah,
Part
we'll,
two.
we'll definitely
Part two,
do
yeah.
round number two. Uh, just tell everyone where they can find you online.
Facebook, Kevin Meng. You can see my name there. And you can check out my Facebook group, Kevin Meng's SEO copywriting group, and webcopymasterclass.com.
Yeah. I am the aspiring CMO on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. No, on YouTube I'm Annie Huang Marketing, but I have my podcast on my YouTube channel as well. And yeah, you can also find me on Facebook as Annie Huang. So
I wasn't out there, as I said, but now I am starting something that is ranking with Sara, so I can share my knowledge. But you can find me through LinkedIn, through Facebook, Instagram. I'm there, but now on Twitter. Yeah, I'll be sure to start a few threads and keep out of trouble over there, like Vlad said to me yesterday. Because you can get in some heated discussions, right?
Yeah,
And
for sure.
And they may get
I'm-
really toxic.
no, I'm going to share the piece over there, and all good. Thanks for having
Cool.
us, Vlad.
thanks for having us.
My pleasure, my
Fun.
pleasure, and yeah. So everyone, and tune in next time, next Wednesday, as we're going to be joined by Angelo Sorbello, Israel Godet, and Jason Mills. So it's going to be another fun discussion. We'll see where that goes. So yeah, and I hope I'll fix the thing with the microphone and won't be as loud as I was in the beginning this time as well. See you all next time, guys. Don't hang up. Just